So starting at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Time on Monday, people will no longer be able to enter the United States from Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. There will also be heightened restrictions on visitors from Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. The first time Trump instituted a travel ban just a week into his first term, his reasonings were incredibly clear. I mean, the nations he banned had predominantly Muslim populations. On the campaign trail just the year before, Trump called for a, quote, total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States. Trump's own advisors referred to the travel ban as a Muslim ban. That first travel ban was blocked by the courts in a week's time. But Trump tried again and again with multiple subsequent travel bans, which were also adjudicated all the way up to the Supreme Court, where the High Court ultimately gave Trump the okay to enact his ban. I was just talking with Miles Taylor about this. Now we find ourselves here again. Trump has once again banned travel from a long list of countries. And while not all of them are predominantly Muslim, a lot of them are in Africa. There are some themes here for sure. Joining me now is Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota. Thank you for being here with me. I was just saying to you, I love having you on always, but because I can talk to you about any topic, no matter what the breaking news is. So let me start.
On the gamut.
Right. What's old is new again in some ways. I mean, I started the show talking in depth about the bill, the big ugly bill, which we will definitely talk about, which we cannot be distracted from. But I also just want to spend a moment so people understand this too. So the travel ban is set to go into effect at 12:01 on Monday. You're very familiar on the Judiciary Committee. Do you think there could be legal challenges that could prevent that from happening?
Of course there will be. I remember the last time we had adopted kids. I remember one mom, I finally got the ambassador to make an exception for a kid that was actually coming from Lebanon. Yeah. And she put a little flag sweater on because she thought it might help on the airplane. And that kid is now in Minnesota doing incredibly well. But this is what we're talking about here. We're talking about, I looked at some of the countries. Yeah. Our state thrives on refugees. We have one of the biggest Hmong population. They're obviously not on the list, but we have a big Liberian population. We have a big Somali population. It's part of the fabric of life in our state. And as someone who leads the Afghan Adjustment Bill, which is a bipartisan piece of legislation, the thought that we would just ban people, no matter what their circumstances across the board, as opposed to doing what grown-up countries do, which is vet. We vet people regardless of country, because you never know where someone's going to come in that you don't want to have come in our country. Our job is to vet them when they come from these nations, not to do across-the-board bans. In the case of the Afghans, we still have people hiding in that country that stood with our soldiers and saved their lives. We have people here that they have not decided to protect yet, who literally, their best advocates are American soldiers who owe their lives to them, who were there. They were their interpreters. They gathered intel for them. Their families are at great risk. I just use that example of all the countries on the list because, say, sending them back or leaving them where they are, putting them in the hands of the Taliban, that's what we're talking about here. So I think going after wholesale people who come in as refugees is a mistake for our economy. Yeah. It is a mistake for our security, and it is obviously a moral issue for me.
Me as well. I mean, Trump cited the recent terror attack in Boulder, Colorado, in a video he posted to X tonight. And the suspect in that attack is an Egyptian national. Egypt is not a country listed in tonight's travel ban, which tells you, I think, almost everything. Even his own explanation doesn't make sense in the countries.